In business writing, it's obvious that we need to spell correctly. This is because you are presenting a professional document, and a misspelled word can reflect negatively on your professionalism. It can have a negative impact on yourself and even your career. And secondly, it might result in confusion. It might lead to confusion in meaning. So it's very important to get words such as necessary, get them correct every time. Often spelling errors occur because of commonly confused pairs. So people are unaware that the word affect and effect are different. One's a verb and one's a noun, so that will have quite a different impact on the way it's written in a sentence. So affect as a verb, to change or make a difference to. So the profits will affect investment decisions. That's clearly working as a verb. Secondly, affect as a noun is the result. So the company is feeling the effects of the decision. Because it's a noun, it can be a plural with the one effect, two effects. So it can change like that. So obviously the spelling is very different. Accept and accept. It's a homophone, which means they sound the same. And you just have to know that they are actually different words. One's a verb and one's a preposition. To agree, to receive, to do. The directors have accepted the recommendations. So that's the verb. But to accept is not including. All services are including except delivery. Advice and advise. You can actually hear the difference in the pronunciation. Advice is a noun and advise is a verb. So when we look at the example sentences, the tax advice has now been implemented. So it's a thing, it's a noun. Compared to the verb, the CEO has advised the directors on strategy. Adverse and averse. Complement and complement. Again, they're homophones, which means they have the same sound, but they have a different meaning altogether. And that's a common mistake. So the training complements their skill set with an E, means it adds or adds something or improves it. But when you're expressing praise or approval, you would use a compliment with an I. So the managers were complimented on the results. You might remember that by saying I compliment others. So when you compliment others, it's an I. Otherwise, it's an E if they go together. Ensure or insure. Imminent or eminent. Principle or principle. Again, they sound the same, which creates confusion for people. However, the meaning is very different. The principle of fairness, meaning the basic truth or assumption, compared to the highest ranking person, who is the principal. The principal chose his leadership team on merit. Let's have a look at some strategies for improving spelling. And if you're having problems with words which are commonly misspelt, you might look at some of these ideas. For example, you could break a word into syllables. So in organisation, we've got 5 syllables, organisation, and you can actually hear the differences. Identifying root words, for example, organise. Identifying prefixes, which means the couple of words at the start, and suffixes are the endings to the word. So disorganised, dis would be a prefix, and organisation, the shin would be a suffix. Knowing spelling rules, I before E except after C, so that's the classic. We have that in words such as achieve and receive. Knowing the origin of words, so bureaucracy is a French word, so we know it's got an unusual spelling. It's different from a standard word. Understanding homophones, so there, two. So these are words which sound the same but have different meanings altogether. Very embarrassing if you make mistakes with these simple words. Identifying words with irregular spelling patterns, such as people. So EO is an irregular pattern in English. You just have to memorize it. Some of the common spelling errors in business writing can be seen on this slide. So we have achieve, acknowledgement, apparently, argument, believe, bureaucracy. So some of these words, as we've said before, the I before E except after C. So there's no C there in the word believe, so it's just I before E, believe. Bureaucracy, that French word, it's got an unusual spelling, the U-R-E-A, U again. business, colleague, commitment, committee, consensus, deductible, definitely, efficient, environment, forward, government, incidentally, incorporate, independent, liaise, license, necessary, occasion, occurrence, proceed, separate. All of these words have been known to cause problems in English, so it's very important to get these right.